Elsewhere on the continent, our correspondent Leon Ssenyange looks back on the year that was in Uganda.
Looking back at 2015, several events stood out for Uganda, from economic difficulty to major political involvements, and also this from important personalities, all through to sports triumphs. But it's politics that took the center stage early on in the year. Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni was appointed to mediate talks in a bid to find a lasting solution to the current political crisis in Burundi. Despite a breakdown in the talks, it was considered appropriate and critical that the dialogue resumes.
Wide-ranging consultations have been carried out by the mediation in order to resume the dialogue. These consultations have involved the government of the Republic of Burundi, the political opposition forces in Burundi, other stakeholders in Burundi, and partners in the international community.
Uganda has been a key player in the politics of the region, either as part of a peacekeeping force or a peace negotiator. 2015 saw Uganda withdraw its forces from South Sudan to allow opposition and government negotiator return to peace in the world's youngest nation. Uganda had deployed in South Sudan after fighting broke out between government forces and rebels loyal to the country's former Vice President Riek Machar. The month of October may have been a significant period in the political spheres, and while politics continued to influence much, so did the economy. Uganda struggled with price inflation and the depreciation of the shilling. The Uganda shilling came under a lot of pressure, depreciating against major foreign currencies. The currency lost almost 30% of its value, largely driven by a growing current account deficit. While the economy took a hit, local sport, on the other hand, flourished. The country's rugby team regained its Africa top-tier status, dominating the Confederations of Africa Tier B Championship. The men's soccer team too made some significant strides, upsetting the form book in the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Uganda beat Togo on aggregate to secure a place among Africa's 20 sides that will compete for a slot at the 2018 World Showpiece.
We psych ourselves and prepare for all the pain that we have suffered last year in October, that we are paying back. And I think that we have paid with good currency 4-0 on aggregate to pass against Togo team.
Sports aside, Uganda lay claim to the privilege of being the only African country to have hosted a Roman pontiff 3 times. As part of an African tour, Pope Francis visited Uganda at the end of November. For some, the visit represented an opening to renew their faith. The papal visit coincided with the start of presidential campaigns. As the country heads into an elective year in 2016, the drums are already being sounded. President Yoweri Museveni, the incumbent, goes against his former Prime Minister Amama Mbabazi, and also 4-time presidential contestant Dr. Kizza Besigye. And the campaigns heading into next year's election are already heated up. 2015 has offered a glimpse into what the political scene for the new year will be like, and there is certainly much to look forward to as Ugandans head to the polls in what political analysts say is one of the most anticipated general elections. Leon Ssenyange, SABC News, Kampala.